everyone. Hudson here, dad across from me, Johnny on the couch from VOMP. And every week we do Todd's Tips and we do numbers. And this is our numbers segment. So this will be in its own playlist
and
named
just,
Numbers. Go ahead.
And just a little tidbit here right at the beginning is I asked John if he had any questions for us. And he said something. I won't tell it what it is because we'll talk a little bit later. But it's really in line exactly with what we talked about with the Todd's Tips and the do's and don'ts. And so we're just going to continue on with that and get John's input. And because he works day to day with VO Marketing Pro, our direct email marketing company. So
He sure does. That's true.
We didn't plan this. That's just how the stars aligned.
Yep.
Take it away, Big J.
All right. 64 warm responses, 30 auditions.
Wow. Last week was like 25 auditions.
Yeah.
We upped it this week.
Again, we say we do the audition. Sometimes it comes off of our roster, so there's multiple people. We consider those individual. So just wanted to let you know. I mean, that would make sense that they're individual, so we just want to be clear on that.
Yep.
And then 5 reported jobs. Kimberly Young received one from a recurring client. Jody Lebel, this is a recurring client for her. It's a book, a company that I think based out the Northeast, that does audiobooks, and I think she's won at least two or three books from them. So she was happy about that.
Can I have you just put that microphone just a little bit closer to you?
There we go.
Thank you.
I think you got all those other 2 parts there, but like I said, Kimberly Young, recurring, Jody Lebel, recurring audiobook, just booked, I believe, today. Kim Wilson received a job. Todd Haskell booked a job. And Hudson booked
Recurring
a job
client.
from a recurring client.
So that's 3 or 4 recurring clients. And just a shout out to obviously everybody with the recurring clients. That's wonderful.
Yep.
Jody, I appreciate, I've said this other times too, because not a lot of people like to do audiobooks. They're a great way to get started, to practice, to hone your skills. And it's just, there's so many of them that need to be done. And this was a potential client that contacted me maybe a year and a half ago or something like that. And I just don't have the opportunity to do those anymore. But Jody stepped up, and I don't know if anybody else has taken advantage of it.
There's been others. I don't know if they report those or not or what, but there were others that when we sent out the email asking, because the gentleman that had asked from the video production company if there'd be people that were interested, there was some people that got back to us and said that they would be interested. Jody seems to like them, and that's great. That she likes doing those. So good for her. So that's it for our numbers. But what I wanted to say, I think, which was in line with what's your Todd's tip, is that the names that I've listed off, most, if not all of them, have been with us for well over a year. Some of them close to 2 years. And it's just taking, as we look at the numbers that people are getting and the jobs that people are starting to get more and more, are those that are with us for at least a year and a half or more. And so for those that they got some more people joining VO Marketing Pro and having us do some direct email marketing for them, it's just a encouragement to stick with it. It might not sound encouraging maybe to hear that it takes that long, possibly, if you're looking for something that's a little bit quicker in returns, but they do pay off, and that's the whole game. You got to look at direct email marketing more as we always say, as a 401k plan, as to something that's going to take a while. You kind of set it and forget it. Not that you don't care about what kind of money you're paying, but set it and forget it. Pick a certain amount if you want us to do it. And then also, like we've said so many times, is do some yourself, and that'll increase the chances. Some people are having some success right off the bat, and some of them have some success for a while, and then all of a sudden they don't get as much for a while. It might take them time to build up. But the people that are getting more consistent work are those that have been with us for a long period of time. And so encouragement to stick with it, even if it's not us, to stick with direct email marketing. So I think that was what you were saying. That was along those lines. I know that you meet with a lot of the people that join because we just want to give the cold, hard facts about things because we really want to be a company that's open, honest about what it takes, because it is a longer process than just saying, like with Fiverr does, is join and you might get some jobs right off the bat. We want to be honest because we just don't want you. We want you to do what's best for your your VO business. And so we've got to let you know just what that takes and what
If
that's going to
if
include.
you're taking a long, hard hike, with a backpack up a mountain when it's hot, you don't want your tour guide to say, it's only gonna take us about 20 minutes, and then it takes 2 hours. You'd rather have the person say, this is going to take 2 hours. It's going to be hard. There's going to be some difficult things. You might have to stay away from some snakes along the way. There's just all sorts of things. He's not trying to be negative. He's trying to set the expectations. And that's one of the reasons I was thinking as I was doing my Todd's tips about the stability and diversity of direct email marketing. I was thinking that could be one of the things that we point our people to toward VOMP and to people that are thinking of joining, because it just lays out a little bit of the importance and the stability and diversity within diversity of direct email marketing. But it also says it took me 3 years to get good traction. But then I got good traction and I continue to get good traction. And I survived the pandemic when so many people didn't. Their businesses really were hurt, and mine was strengthened during that because of that diversity within diversity. So my point being is it is a long haul. It's a numbers game, and you just however you can put numbers in, cold calls, hybrid approach, have us do it, you do it. It gets more people, your name in front of more people, your demos, your links in front of more people, and that just gives more of a chance. But you have to be in it for the long haul, and that's the honest truth. I said this to a person I was onboarding just the other day. I said, every once in a while, we have somebody that books a job the first month or two, and we at VO Marketing Pro go, yay, but we also go, because we say, I'm afraid that person is going to have wrong expectations, because that's just not typically how it goes. Typically, it takes a year or two or maybe even 3 years to not book your first job typically, but to get a few jobs and especially get recurring clients. And that's where the stability you were talking in it about your business right now, it's more like this, where my business is more like this. I have dips, but it continues to go up, and the dips are so small now that I don't typically feel it. Anyway,
we talk about not only you doing it on your own, but make sure that those warm responses that you get back from us, that we share from our database with you, that you are staying in front of those people. And so we try to do our best to do whatever we can in our power to get you work, but it's also on you to, when you get those, to stay in front of those. Yeah. Because there's lots of other people that are going after those places too. Yep. And so you've got to stay top of mind. I just had a guy I reached out to for one of the people in our company, and he said, thanks for keeping for staying top of mind, because that's important, and reach out to me again in a couple months. Good. If that happens. I don't have anything now, but by doing this, you're staying top of mind. And he might be saying that there's other people that are direct email marketing. So there might be other people that he's saying that to too. So just do your part. We've talked about what it looks like to not be over the top with people, but try to set yourself calendar reminders to get in front of those people every 2 or 3 months, and do that. So those are our keys to success as well. So Hudson, I think was going to say something.
Well, I was just going to say that you talked about in the Todd's tips about the diversity within diversity, and the biggest, if people don't understand that, the biggest thing is like during COVID, you might be sending out emails via direct email marketing, and you're hitting all sorts of different levels of production companies, ad agencies, social media marketing places,
different genres.
Exactly, and so all of those businesses would have to go out of business for that avenue to not work anymore.
Correct.
Where Fiverr, Upwork, Voices.com, they could just their website or their platform could just go out of business, and all of the clients that were going there or all the work you were doing on there is gone, because it was all in one-stop shop, which is great in many ways. But if that goes out of, or people stop using it, or whatever, people go out of business and stop using that, then you're in trouble. But there's getting a hold of individual places, which you just talked about, shows that the diversity within diversity made your business shoot up more in COVID when other people's were going down, because maybe they were so dependent. And that's why you're not scared, but you try to stay away from being so dependent on Fiverr or voices.com because
or one client within your direct email marketing. And the other thing, I think even more than that, it was that I think with the pandemic and oftentimes with economic downturns, certain industries are affected more than others. And so automotive was hurt, travel was hurt, hotels, restaurants, bars,
cruise liners,
all those types of things that a lot of people who do a lot of commercial work got hurt. And so just making sure that you have diversity within diversity of not only like platforms, direct email marketing, agents, whatever, but also in the different genres. So you're not just like, oh, I made $150,000 basically just doing automotive. Well, what happens to if the automotive industry goes down?
It's a big.
You have to just think about
I just want to make sure people understood that that's what you mean by diversity within diversity. So anyway, my week, another slow week, but there's a caveat to that. So I had 5 warm responses, 1 audition, which I didn't win. And then I got a recurring job, which they said to me that we've got a quick job. Can you get it done for us? Got it done for them. $100. They said we're going to have a lot more work in April. Now, I'm not saying that won't happen, but I've heard that before. So hopefully that's a good thing. I won a couple jobs on Upwork. One of them hasn't gotten started yet. That's probably next week. It's going to be a directed session, but it was from a proposal I had put out probably over a month ago. So that was fun to find out that I won that. I also won another job for $250, which I'll get $200. And then there was another job that they said they want to use my voice, but they've kind of gone MIA. So I don't know. Maybe they won't use me, but they said they were going to use me. And it wasn't a big job, but it was $50. But anyway, then I got a job on Fiverr for $20. I'll get $15. Anyway, I did $315 of voiceover work this week with the kind of promising outlook for next week and April. So then I did 8 hours of editing for you. You've been busy. So that's a grand total of $475 under my goal. But March has been very slow for me. So, and I got over my $283 from January, which is I'm like, if I can just get above that, I'm good. Because it's still better than my worst month ever.
Yeah. And that's 1 week.
Yeah. I just was in general with my month. That's what I think about is just trying to get more than that. So I don't have a worse month than my first.
You have to play those games in your mind. And, you're hungry enough that you're not lulling yourself to sleep or trying to fool yourself. You're just trying to stay positive. So that's good. Last week, I reported about $11,000. I have a client, a longtime client, 2016, I started working with them. They told me in September that they were going to have a glut of projects. And like I said last week, they are anywhere from, $350 to $600 per. There's probably 35 projects. And we came to the end of them this week. I had a lot last week, weeks before. So I had this glut. And I've had, $8,000-$10,000 weeks, no problem. But this long-term client, this glut of work has come to an end. And so part of it, I had a few jobs this week. That was some of the editing, but it wasn't as busy as last week. And so we'll see what happens. That's what happens. That's why you have a diversity within diversity. And now I got to start beating the bushes just a little bit more. I'm going to check Upwork more. I didn't have time to do that. And so I'm going to have to check Upwork and such and keep working at it.
And your son didn't check it for you like he probably should have.
Well, that's okay. I didn't have time. So Fiverr this week was $888, so a low week in Fiverr. I was sick, and John runs my Fiverr account, and I was sick last week, all week, part of this week, and I was really busy, and so I just asked him to put me out to a 3-day turnaround time. And that, I think, maybe hurt me a little bit. We'll see. But we'll go back to a 2-day now because I'll need a little more work. We'll see what happens. 888 from Fiverr. Upwork, I have a recurring client there on Upwork, and they had me do a rework of one of their scripts and paid me $250. And then I had direct email marketing for $5,335 for a total this week of $6,473. $6,473 for my week.
Nice.
And that's it.
There you have it. Sorry, it was kind of loose. I had to tighten it.
Okay.
Anything else from you?
Nope.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Thank you for watching our numbers segment. If you have any questions, like our friend Ben Hauk has, you can feel free to ask, put them in the comments, or email us. Email John at vomarketingpro.com.
John Barsness at VOMarketing
John
Pro.
Barsness at vomarketingpro.com. Or you could email me, Hudson Barsness at yahoo.com. No spaces, no uppercase. As always, you can check out our original father-son voiceover podcast.
Episode
51 on
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So maybe we'll see you there.